Tired doing these. There's no acknowledgement of my existence. And, like I'm not even getting feedback. Oh, it's a good idea, Martin, or a bad idea, and here's feedback about why. Like there's really no acknowledgement of what I seek to offer in the nation where I was born, if you believe in such things as nations. So, Prime Minister Carney, I mean, we're going to see you, like every other candidate in the past, fail in a lot of things, and part of it is your identity. Your identity got in the way. And you would think, well, hey, you can't take away my identity, and of course I don't want to, but you have to acknowledge what it does. You have to acknowledge that it's limited for the role that you're in, and it'll sabotage it. And that's again going back to worldviews where we could reference the outside world, we could reference bigger systems, and we can do it based on the natural world, not the economic magical world sometimes. So here's another idea for a minister. Says, hey, here's our good intentions. What's blocking it? What's making it fail? And what would make it succeed in countries like China, right? So how can we, and I'm not saying you have to change our political system in the sense of, like they are as democratic as we are, okay? So they do it in a different way, democracy, okay? Plus they participate in democratic international institutions, okay? And they're one of the top influencers there. So, there's a lot of things to learn from China. But the thing is that I've mentioned to Trudeau a while ago is to build Canada, you've got to make people want to be in Canada. And I'm saying this in a way that you might not have heard yourself yet. Is we need to build trains that go through more parts of Canada, and we need to allow and start for the foundation of, and again, here is the building of community I'm talking about. So it has nothing to do with pipelines, okay? So as these train tracks across Canada would be built using our own minerals, then that looks like a good place for a little village of people that would be interested in, let's say, in farming these three things. Because let's say of the climate or the soil, and see what happens. Then there's you're building the track a little bit further, and then, oh hey, look at that beautiful view. Wouldn't that make a great painting? And okay, this will be the foundation of a village, and you announce it this way in your conferences. Say, hey, if there's artists that, let's say, like to paint, but they also like to, let's say, collect berries and make jams, and that's one of the things they trade in the small village, their paintings, their jams, but they also are hardworking people in the sense that they also want to be outside and help somebody build a fence so the animals don't eat what they grow, whatever. That's the beginning of community in villages. And then the train track keeps going. Oh, and this is a group of people who are very musical and they're very open about gender, let's say. Okay, that's your next village, and then keep going. And then of course these trains would eventually lead to the bigger metropolis, the cities, but you also are spreading people about because living in big cities is unhealthy. You're also kind of make it that people will soon want to start traveling more in their own country. They won't start thinking of an all-inclusive. They'll say, hey, we speak the same language as the people in Canada, why don't we? And then some of these train tracks might go through Indigenous, First Nations, Inuit communities, and consult with them first. Say which part would be the best part, and what kind of micro village would you guys want to start as we go there, and we'll advertise as this. Would it be a carving culture? Would it be a drumming, dancing culture? Would it be demonstrating how to fish in a sustainable way through that river kind of culture, and have a museum and school to learn about it? So then we can all learn from each other also, because they'd be people that teach these things, teach how to paint a landscape, teach how to jar these berries. And then it could become that eventually school districts do field trips where, hey, let's do 17C this year of the Canada Train Track Tourism Learning Experience, where you meet people who live their own lifestyles and are so happy that Canada's happiness index increases. Now, again, things like trains and buses that might go between these is make them electric or hybrid or whatever. Get out of the fossil fuel industry addiction, which prevents democracy, by the way. It's so powerful. You guys can't even think outside the box. I mean, it's what created your elitism in politics or outside of politics. So see how other nations do it, build their train tracks. See how they build something faster than you, and some of them you even might want to say, because of your brainwashing, that they're not as humane or evolved as you are. But where did that brainwashing come from? And often that's what should have not been tariffed but blocked from the United States propaganda, right, coming to us. We have to redefine what allies look like and what enemies look like. But every nation, such as the USA and Canada, have their own enemies inside, and part of it is how we are wrong and how we think, how we are wrong in believing that we have what it takes in our identity to start new paradigms that'll be healthier, that won't put us back in these cycles of capitalism. Let's bring back culture. Make culture great again. Not superpower. What the hell are you talking about there?